New York City is known for its many beautiful cast iron buildings. We even have a cast iron historic district in Soho, which has the largest concentration of cast iron buildings in the world. Cast iron was an inexpensive and practical way to imitate a stone-carved facade for the front of a building, and it was very much in vogue in the late 1800s. Manufacturing companies and early department stores used this technique. Building owners would just flip through a catalog to find the design they wanted, and it would literally be bolted onto the front of their building. Here are 6 of our favorite cast iron buildings in New York.
Look at this beauty.
This is one of our favorite blocks in the city, Green Street in Soho. Just a beautiful row of incredibly restored, gorgeous cast iron buildings. This is 28 to 30 Green Street, known as the Queen of Green, and is the pinnacle of architectural royalty in this world-famous neighborhood. It was built in 1873, long before the area was known as Soho, and was a manufacturing and warehouse district. The building has been beautifully developed into 8 luxury rental lofts, 2 units per floor with an owner's penthouse on top. This is 1 to 5 Bond Street in the neighborhood of NoHo, which stands for north of Houston Street and is, of course, situated just north of Soho. This is the Robbins and Appleton building, completed in 1880. It originally housed the American Waltham Watch Company. The firm manufactured watch cases and both had a factory and a store established here. 653 Broadway, also in NoHo, is another very interesting cast iron building with a more colorful history. It was home to a famous drinking establishment in New York known as Pfaff's, which was originally located next door at 647, but after 1862 was advertised here at this address. Pfaff's was a symbol of bohemian camaraderie, artistic expression in New York's vibrant literary scene, and became a hub for this revolutionary culture from the mid-1850s to the late 1860s. With literary figures such as Walt Whitman hanging out here, Pfaff's was the epicenter of creativity and was a bit like Andy Warhol's The Factory, Studio 54, and the Algonquin Round Table, all rolled into one. From Soho, we head up to Midtown Manhattan to the Old Ladies Mile Historic District. This is the Hugh O'Neill Building, and it was one of the great New York City dry goods shopping emporiums more than a century ago, selling silk, hosiery, hats, perfume, and clothing. This was the forerunner to today's department stores. The massive building was completed in 1887 and takes up the entire block on 6th Avenue between 20th and 21st Streets. Hugh O'Neill was one of the great New York merchants, and when he died in 1902, his funeral was attended by Isidore and Nathan Strauss of Macy's, as well as other entrepreneurial legends of the time. The O'Neill store closed in 1907, but managed to survive and take part in the rebirth of 6th Avenue and the Ladies' Mile. Built between 1867 and 1892, this is one of New York's largest cast iron facades. Painted white and stretching across 8 city lots, the building dazzled onlookers on sunny days and was sometimes called the Big Wedding Cake on 23rd Street. In 1986, Hasbro Inc., the multinational toy and board game company, moved in, conducted toy fairs, and even inspired a scene filmed there for the Tom Hanks movie Big. Hasbro remained for almost 20 years, giving way to Home Depot in 2004. Centered above the main entrance of Home Depot, there is a carving of a lion's head just beneath the letters SB, a monogram that provides a clue to the building's original purpose. SB stands for Stern Brothers, and more than a century ago, when this area was New York's golden shopping district, Stern's was one of its grandest department stores. On the northern edge of what became known as Ladies' Mile, it was for a time the largest department store in New York City, and one of the earliest to take advantage of a new invention called plate glass, installing huge street-level windows that allowed passersby to see inside, to, quote, window shop, as it were. The E.V. Hogwood building, built in 1857, is a true testament to architectural innovation and elegance. Rather than hanging the cast iron facades off the brickwork as it was customarily done, these architects ingeniously used the strength of the cast iron itself to support the structure. Now, this innovative approach for the time foreshadowed the steel-framed skyscrapers of the 20th century, making it a forerunner to today's modern high-rise buildings. Another innovation, on March 23, 1857, the E.V. Hogwood building installed the world's first successful passenger elevator. Designed by Alicia Graves Otis, this hydraulic lift cost $300 and had a speed of 0.67 feet per second. The elevator was a novelty that drew visitors, and the savvy businessman that Mr. E.V. Hogwood was, he knew it would attract curious patrons who would stay to shop. Today, this building stands as an official New York City landmark and a testament to architectural ingenuity.